morning, everyone. City College, we absolutely know to throw a party. Can tell by painting, friends, colleagues, and we're all gathered here for a very important leader in our community nationally. My name is Ricky Shabazz. I have the honor and privilege of being the president of San Diego City College. Oh man, I got some friends out there. I want to begin by acknowledging that San Diego City College and everyone here, we are gathered on unceded Kumeyaay land. We value indigenous knowledge and cultural worldview. We commit to providing transformative educational experiences for all campus members and guests as we examine practices that perpetuate harm against indigenous, Black, brown, and other marginalized communities. We pledge to sustain a meaningful and respectful relationship with the Kumeyaay and other indigenous communities as we honor this beautiful land. Speaking of honoring this beautiful land, because when professors put a dedication to the Kumeyaay, the foundation of this building, so that it would be with us for generations to come. And so I want to acknowledge Enrique, who is one of our retired Chicano studies professors. Speaking of acknowledging, a round of applause for our facilities team, Jay, Ginger, Roxanne, all of the facilities. These tents and these chairs didn't get set up by themselves. There were people who were here into the early morning. Also, two of my favorite people to acknowledge who also tend to be behind the scenes, Sean and Eric. We couldn't have these mics and this sound without their dedication to their profession. Speaking of dedication to their profession, as a college president, one of the most important things I do is hire people. That includes promoting people from within San Diego College, as well as bringing folks from the outside. The leader of this event today is someone who one day was my executive assistant and had bigger, larger aspirations for her own career. And so I'm going to ask the first executive director of the San Diego City College Foundation. Aaron doesn't know I'm going to do this. I'm going to ask our foundation board chair, Gerald, to join me. And we could do a better round of applause, folks, for Aaron Flanagan. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. On behalf of City College, I'd like the foundation board president to present you with these flowers. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you very much.
And I say foundation because today there are two things going on. First and foremost, we're honoring the legacy and the work of the great Dr. Constance Carroll. And in her legacy, she's helped thousands of students. And we'd like to memorialize that not only in this building dedication, but in the establishment of a promise scholarships for each of the 4 college campuses. And so in the program, our QR code is a QR code. And if you are so inclined to do so, every dollar, every cent, every penny will go directly to a student. And under Constance's leadership, we have launched a San Diego Promise program that has helped students achieve an affordable, high-quality education at one of the 4 colleges in our district. And so our goal is to raise money today in addition to dedicating this building. And Aaron started us off with a $20,000 donation that was given to us by the San Diego Foundation. I'd like to honor and ask Mark Stewart and all of the board members who are present from the San Diego Foundation to stand up and be acknowledged for their $20,000 donation. And so you see to my left these wall wraps, because the building dedication extends into wall wraps in the building, where when students walk in, they won't just see Constance Carroll, they'll learn about her legacy and her work over the years. And the San Diego, this is made possible because of the San Diego Foundation. Let's give them another round of applause. Now, there are a number of elected officials, retirees, and everyone here is an important person. Our program's about an hour, and if I introduce every single person, it'd be about 2 hours. So I attended a conference one time where a speaker did something that I thought was neat, and I'm going to try to roll with it. It's my first time doing it, so you all get to tell me if it works or not. Now, I'm going to call some names, mainly the names of my bosses, and then I'm going to do the rest in batches. So let's give this a try. Joining us today are members of the Board of Trustees from the San Diego Community College District, beginning with Bernie Reinerson, the president, who you'll hear from later. Bernie, if you'll, I forgot an important part. When I call your name or your group, stand up. And I'd ask you, if you could, to remain standing, because by the time I get through all the groups, everybody's going to be standing, because everybody here is a VIP. So practice with me. Bernie Reinerson, president of the Yasiel Arroyo, Mary Graham, Maria Nieto Sr. Good, stay standing. Joining us from the City Council, Council President Sean Elo. You'll hear from Sean a little later. Any other council members present, if you would also stand up and remain. I'm not going to call every name. I'm going to call them in batches. Roll with me. This is not my first rodeo. I appreciate the support. If there are any other council members present in groups, some by names, some not, because we'll be here for 2 hours. Also joining us that you'll hear from today, County of San Diego Supervisor Monica Montgomery Stepp. Someone who shows up in our district, and I'm glad he does because I see him on all my tax bills. County of San Diego Tax Treasurer, Tax Collector, Mr. Dan McAllister. There are a number of other elected officials in the audience. I would ask that if you serve on a California Community College Board of Trustees, if you would stand up. If you serve on a county board, would you please stand up? If you are an elected official, would you please stand up? We have members from several of our state representative, Tony Atkins, and other offices. If you are a field rep, would you please stand up? We have a number of our chancellor's cabinet. I want to shout out Joel Peterson, Dr. Joel Peterson, because he and his team are responsible for the Dr. Constance Carroll sign. Joel, if you would stand up, and all the other members of chancellor's cabinet. There are a number of them here. Again, please don't be mad at me. I'm not calling all the names. There's like 300 people here. We have a number of vice presidents, presidents, administrators, college presidents, CEOs, retired college presidents and CEOs. An example of that would be my sister and my neighbor, also a member of the San Diego Foundation, Dr. Pam Luster. But all of the presidents, college CEOs, come on, Denise Wisenhunt, shows Denise some love. Got to call my big sister's name out. But there's also a number of college presidents, CEOs. Thank you all. Please remain standing. If you are a colleague or a friend of Constance Carroll, please stand up. If you are a family member of Constance Carroll, please stand up. If you are a member of the San Diego City College faculty, classified professionals, students, at this point, everybody should be standing. Give yourself a round of applause. You can tell me how this worked later. Please be seated. Thank you all for being here to honor Carol. We do have a number of people who would like to also do formal welcomes. And so if I could have the president of the Academic Senate here at San Diego City College, Dr. Maria Jose Zeron Perez.
Bienvenidos, bienvenidas, bienvenidos. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming here to San Diego City College and being in the space that many of us pretty much live at, because we love our students and we love our colleagues. So thank you for being here, and thank you, Earth, for not raining like the other day. But we do need the rain. So we're also thankful for the rain. I'm here on behalf of supervisors and classified professionals. They actually gave me the honor to speak also for all of them, to welcome Chancellor Constance Carroll here to our campus, because we're going to baptize our building, Arts and Humanities. As you know, that's where I work, or maybe you didn't know, but we got lucky that we get to have such an incredible leader in all our spaces now when we walk around, especially for us colleagues, for people that come into the building, but even more for students, where they're gonna get to see you every single day and learn who you are and what you have left for all of us to follow. But before I start with those remarks, I wanted to welcome all my colleagues. I see a lot of familiar faces here, and even though it's hard to come back from the break, isn't it a little hard to come back from breaks? Yes, we are more energized and ready to go. A lot of things are happening for all of us now. Online education, dual enrollment, bachelor's degrees. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. And all for our students. So as you can see, together a puzzle, we are a piece of a puzzle. If any of us are missing, we don't get to complete the puzzle. We don't get to do the work. We don't get to transform our educational spaces for the benefit of our students. So I'm thankful for all of you. I hope you know that you matter, that we see you, that every single thing you do in the offices, in the classroom, facilities, it is what makes this San Diego City College such a beautiful, safe space for our students. So students, I hope you're also here, because we always want you in every space that we're at. So welcome back to spring 2024. I think we're 2024. Yes. Yes. Welcome back, and I will see you in so much to you. I know I didn't get lucky enough to work with you. As I became the Academic Senate president, I started to work a little more with the leadership, and I got to experience what it means to be at the district and what it means to have a voice at the table and participate in shared governance. And of course, you get to then meet all the leaders and the people that are really driving all the efforts for transforming our spaces. So I never really got to be able to work with our chancellor, but I knew from you and about you for years now, since I started my doctoral for educational leadership at San Diego State. So you have done throughout the years. There's no denying that you're a legend. But for me, as a humble woman of color, coming from another country and coming here and really going into community college and community college leadership, I've never seen anybody that has done so much for all of us. You opened the door for so many of us that I don't think if I didn't see you and hear from you, learn from you at a distance, I would in and shine wherever I hope I'm shining, wherever I go. But I wanted to thank you from far away. I know your legacy. When I go to the districts, I hear still people talking about you. And not just for everything you have done, but how you have done it. Your delivery, your calmness, kind heart, your inclusiveness, you're making sure powerful to make the change for themselves. So you guys, whether you knew it or not, I have so much to say. And I want to leave you with this quote, which reminds me of you. I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept, by Angela Davis. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria Jose. I also would ask you to join me in a round of applause for the jazz band today. They did a wonderful job. Luis Venezuela and the Electric Louis Land. Thank you, Louis. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce our board president. The San Diego Community College District comprises of 4 comprehensive colleges: the College of Continuing Education, Mesa College, Miramar College, and San Diego City College. It is my pleasure to introduce Bernie Reinerson, the president of the San Diego Community College District Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Dr. Shabazz. And Maria, you're right with your analogy. Community colleges are a puzzle, but Constance Carroll knew how to put that puzzle together. And we're so grateful for all the work that you did. Joining me today are my colleagues, Maria Nieto Senor, Mary Grant. All of us on the board learned so much from you, Constance. You were our guiding light, and you knew how to put the pieces of the puzzle together and to work with your board over the years on behalf of students. And we really thank you for that. And your People's Chancellor was all about students in every day. Her work included the transformation of City College and the building that now has her name on it in bond in 2002 and 2006, $0.6 billion that trans measure on the ballot in November. And that will lead us into the next decade. And there's a lot more work to do, but the work that Constance did in those bond measures really had an impact on our students. She was a national leader in the Promise movement, but even before President Obama and Joe Biden and President Joe Biden were talking about free college, Constance saw that there was more needs that our students had than just tuition. And she was able to get City College into a survey of homelessness and hunger in our students, a national survey that really brought student needs to the forefront and led to the Promise movement. And now that movement has helped more than 6,000 students here in San Diego Community College District. Constance always had a vision for the future, and she saw that community colleges to serve our workforce and our economy had to evolve into baccalaureate degrees. And she worked with Senator Marty Block to do the first legislation that allowed baccalaureate degrees, which are all over the country in 25 other states. California's behind, but Constance drug our state into it with legislation that got the first baccalaureate degree at Mesa College. Subsequent work, she was a worker in the state legislature, and another degree at Miramar that'll be starting up. And now as the head of the California Baccalaureate Association, working to get a nursing back. And we'll get that here at City College. And Constance will continue to be helping us in that. But that wasn't all. She was serving all over the place. President Barack Obama confirmed her on the National College of Council of Humanities and the National Endowment for the Humanities. You're amazing, Constance, and we know that that won't stop, but your legacy lives on here. As Chancellor Emerita, she's continuing to provide on the Baccalaureate Association, and now President Biden has asked her to serve on the President's Committee of the Arts and Humanities, being in the presence of people like Lady Gaga and others who are promoting arts and humanities, which is so appropriate to name our Arts and Humanities building in honor of Dr. Carroll. Her lifetime commitment to the arts and humanities is truly fitting that we dedicate this building to her today, and her amazing legacy and deep commitment to students and social justice, which is at the core and the DNA of City College. Constance, we're so happy to be here with you to celebrate. Thank you for all you've done and will continue to do for our district.
Thank you, Bernie. Again, I mentioned that the San Diego Community College District is comprised of 4 colleges. You met the board. Now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the chancellor. Now, technically, it'll be official later today, but you're never acting when you're in this role, and Greg has done an amazing job. Please give a warm round of applause for the chancellor of the San Diego Community College District, Greg Smith.
Thank you, Ricky. Good morning, everyone. I have the terrifying honor of following in the footsteps of an absolute giant in community college leadership, but I have the tremendous privilege of working on the foundation that she built for this district. Constance did so many things. You just heard Trustee Reinerson talk about bringing the San Diego promise and helping students overcome financial obstacles to being able to come to school, truly providing a pathway to transform the individual lives that allow us to uplift entire communities. Bringing the baccalaureate to the community college system in California so that we can join in preparing the workforce for the jobs that we desperately need and connecting communities that have been experiencing poverty and underemployment, access to living wage employment. I have the privilege of coming in and helping to build on that. This year, for the first time, we expanded our Promise program to include helping students with license, certification, and testing fees that stand in the way of them being able to get a job after they complete a degree or certificate in so many fields. There's so much more that we're going to do to expand on the foundation she built. Trustee Reinerson mentioned the nursing program. I look forward to the day that we're
I think Greg just called. Let's give another round of applause for our chancellor. I was trying to find an analogy with the giant and large, but I think it was already there, so I don't need to say that. Matter of fact, I won some plane tickets because of his wingspan. That's a true story. You heard Bernie Reinerson mention Dr. Carroll's deep commitment to students. And as we put this program together, we would not have had it any other way than to include our very own students who happen to be students in our world-renowned, notice I said world, I could have said country, but I just took it to the world-renowned design program here at San Diego City College. It is my pleasure to introduce the 2 students who designed the wall wraps that, if you haven't seen, again, they're to my left and they're throughout the building. When I saw this, this was the perfect splash of color that we needed to break up some of the grayness in the walls of that building. So I'd like to bring up Catherine and Ophelia to share their concepts that went into the design of the wall wraps. Let's give them a round of applause.
Hi, everyone. My name is Catherine Heath, and I'm a design student here at City. It is an honor to represent Dr. Carroll's life and legacy through design, let alone in a building where Alfia, my co-designer, and I work and study in every day. It is a home to us on campus. So you can imagine the pressure I want to give a huge thank you to the communications team here on campus for taking us on as interns and for the guidance on this project. From the save the date invitation, excuse me, inviting you all here today, to the banner above you, and to the wall wraps on each level of the building. It's been an incredible honor to see the progress and seeing the process from start to finish. Alfia and I, we strive to create a design with as much vibrance and significance as Dr. Carroll herself. And just thank you for the opportunity. And without you, we would not be here today. So thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Althea. I'm excited to be here. As a graphic design intern working on this project together with Catherine, what a fascinating journey. And huge thanks to the communications department, to our professor, Caesar, for this opportunity. I'm grateful to be part of this special moment. And it's more than just a building for us. It represents our passion, our dedication, and personal growth. Thank you.
And don't go away, because we have a surprise for the two of you later on. So stick around. And I want to acknowledge the great faculty in our design program. I see you all back there, Sean and Bradford. Let's give them a round of applause under the leadership and legacy of Candace and all of our great design faculty. Our chancellor mentioned that Dr. Carroll has a number of friends, and she has two friends that are going to be our next two speakers, one of which served on our board of trustees. It is my honor to introduce San Diego City Council President Sean Elo Rivera over District 9.
Thank you, Dr. Shabazz. I didn't say anything about the microphone level, Ricky. Good afternoon, everyone. It is truly a pleasure to be here again. My name is Sean Elo Rivera. I serve as San Diego City Council President and represent San Diego's 9th Council District. I had mentioned to Dr. Carroll a little earlier that this is the highlight of my week. There's a lot of suffering and struggling going on in San Diego right now. And most other things feel like a distraction from that. This is a very worthy distraction, because what we are doing today is honoring work that I think just about all of us who enter into public service desire to do, and that is to make a difference. Typically, though, when we say that, we mean, help a person or two. And if we think back and we can think of one or two people, or one or two small things that we've accomplished, we can be proud of our career. Dr. Carroll shot much higher than that, and he aimed much higher than that, and landed on the target. You didn't just help a few people, you transformed an institution, and you transformed an institution that transforms lives. And that is such an incredible thing to leave as a legacy. And when I think about how you did that, that is especially inspiring. It required vision, it required strategy and strategic thinking,